Morning, our class. Hope you're all well. So, quite a few people had asked for some different questions from the arithmetic paper on Wednesday to go through. So, I'm going to do two videos today. This first one is going through just some of the different question numbers that people had said they'd like to go through. So this is a mix match of everything. So, if there are bits in there that are useful, that would be good. If not, then have a look through and see which bits are going to be good for you. So first set a couple of questions people have wanted to go through are the long multiplication. Now these are really, really valuable because they're always worth 2 marks. So this question here, if you get it right, you can get 2 marks for this one here. And something that we're doing all the time with our 4 operations, practice in the classroom, always making sure 836 times 27 is done in rows. Okay? First thing, and it helps you draw those rows first to remind you. So first step in here, we are timesing by the 7. So quite simply, we start 7 times 6 is 42, so carry the 4. 7 times 3 is 21, add the 4 is 25. 7 times 8 is 56, add the 2 is 58. So my first row is 5, 8, 5, 2. This row here, we're timesing by the 2, but remember it's not 2, we're timesing by the 20. So to show it's 20, don't forget that 0 goes in before we do anything else. In line, so in the ones column, must go in there. And then we do exactly the same. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 3 is 6. Add 1 is 7. 2 times 8 is 16. Nothing else to do, so that can go into there. So we times by 7, we times by 20. So to find times 27 to get the 2 marks, we simply add our 2 rows together. So 2 add 0 is 2, 5 add 2 is 7, 8 add 7 is 15, so carry the 1. We've got 5 add 6 is 11, but add the 1 is 12, 1 and 1 is 2. So 2 marks, 836 times 27 becomes 22,572. So if you remember those steps, you always get it right. So have a look. So this was also from the same paper, question 30. Again, 2 marks. We've got 4 marks right here. I'm going to go through this one really quickly. So starting with my 2. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 6 is 12. Add 1 is 13. 2 times 4 is 8. Add 1 is 9. 2 times 3 is 6. Next row, 60, not 6. So 0 goes in there. Then 6 times 8. 48. 6 times 6 is 36. Add the 4, becomes 40. 6 times 4 is 24. Add 4, becomes 28. 6 times 3 is 18. Add the 2 is 20. So I've times it by 2, I've times it by 60. So to get 62, we need to add these 2 together. 6 add 0. 3 add 8 is 11. Carry the 1. 9 add 0 is 9. Add the 1 is 10. 6 add 8 is 14. Add 1 is 15. Nothing, add the 1. And then we've just got the 2. So for 2 marks, we end up with 215,016. 215016. So if you know those are ones you want to practice, they're really easy to do. You can make up an unlimited number of questions for you to practice on your own. Don't forget 3 rows times by the 7 times by the 40, so don't forget the 0, and then our total. So there's the long multiplication. So if that's something for you to have a go at, you can make up any number of questions you'd like to. The next thing that people wanted to have a quick reminder of is when you're working with decimals when they're uneven. So this one here we've got 7 take away 2.25. Now, with this one it's all about getting them in line first of all. So we need to do 7 minus, and we must put the 2.25 underneath it. So the 1s, the 7 and the 2 go underneath each other. Now, if it was addition, that would be fine, we could just leave it like this. But because we're subtracting, we're trying to take this away from something, we can't just leave this blank and just put in 2.5. We need to make that 7 match up all of the units and all of the digits. So therefore, if we make it 7.00, it hasn't changed the value of 7, but it now means that when we're trying to subtract 0 take 5, we know we can't do it. So that's when we know we've got to borrow. So that 7 becomes 6, that would become the 10, and then we borrow from there to get 10 take away 5 is 5, 9 take away 2 is 7, 6 take away 2 is 4. So 7 take away 2.25 ends up as 4.75. Exactly the same. So have a look at this. How is it going to be written? So we've got a 9. I'll make that slightly bigger so you can see it. Take away 1.9. So where is it going to go? 1 goes underneath the 9. We have 0.9. I can't just say, I'll just put that 9 in there. We must do 0.0, fill in the gaps with the zeros, and then 0 take 9 can't do, so we borrow from here. 10 take away 9 is 1, 8 take away 1 is 7, decimal point goes in, 9 take 1.9 is 7.1. So again, with these ones, really easy to make up as many as you want on your own. So if you want to practice working with decimals, I could have 8 take away 4.36. And it's just thinking, when you're setting it out, make sure set out underneath each other and then filling in those spaces with the zeros. So if working with decimals with the subtraction is something that you'd like to have a go at, have a look at those kind of questions there. The third set of problems we want to have a look at were finding percentage of numbers. This is something we did a little while before we finished. We looked at how to find 10% of something, or if we've got something like this, 51% or something like that. In this case, we first of all need to find out what 1% of our number is. Now 900 is the whole thing, it's 100%. So to find just 1%, we need to divide 900 by 100. Now I don't want to be doing bus stop to try and work it out. You'll get there, but it can get really confusing. What I want to be doing is, I've got 900, divide by 100, everything moves 2 spaces to the right, 1, 2, 1% is 9. But I don't want 1%, I want 51%. So 51% is 51 times bigger, so therefore 51 lots of that 1% is going to get me my answer. So 1 times 9 is 9, 9 times 5 is 45, 51% of 900 is 459. And we can tell that looks about right, 51%, just over half, 450, half of 900, 459